Though in refereeing, we always see the referee bump. And
Right.
I know Tim White, unfortunately, he
Oh,
suffered an
yes.
injury in a Hell in the
Right.
Cell, hurting his arm. And as a referee, you need your arms to do that job more so than anything. What's the worst bump that you took that even was like, dude, like that was too much?
Um, there's quite a few bumps, but I mean, I can't list them all, but I mean, there was a couple of them where Taker, I remember he had to throw me up over, he pressed me over the top rope inside the ring to the outside, and Sean was supposed to catch me, but the timing was off, and I just bloop, I just hit the ground. And Sean turned around, I was like, sorry, bro, fuck. And I'm like, oh. But the worst was Ahmed Johnson throwing me from like this. He was so blown up working with Triple H. And I remember he had to press me and throw me onto Triple H on the outside. But he just was so blown up. He tried to throw me from almost like the center of the ring, and he threw me. I hit the top rope, spun like I went flipping, hit the end of the ring, hit the floor. Couldn't feel my body for a little bit. I was in the hospital for a couple of days. Had a stinger. Couldn't feel anything for about a couple of minutes, but it was nervous. It was the longest couple of minutes of my life, because all I remember is Triple H in my face on, Coyote, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Hold on, we're getting an ambulance here right away. Blah blah. And I was like, fuck, I can't feel nothing. It all came back. So it was cool, but that was probably the worst bump.
Oh
I've
my
had
God.
broken noses before and all that other stuff, but that was probably the worst bump.
Well, yeah, the fact that you couldn't feel your appendages probably
Yeah,
was,
yeah, yeah.
the worst bump. Broken noses, I guess you can fix those, but
Right, you can.
it's hard to fix. It is possible with medical science,
Yeah,
but yet
yeah,
Ahmed Johnson and the idea of what you just said, like trying to whip you from the middle to over the top rope, you hitting the top rope and just spinning out.
yeah.
That
I mean,
like how do you land? How do you land properly? You can't.
you couldn't land properly. You couldn't take your own bump. You couldn't. You were it was out of control. I couldn't do anything, because it was almost from the center, and he was like kind of trying to get me up, and he was going through a 15-20 minute match, and as big as he is, sometimes they get exhausted and blowing up a little bit, and so it just, he couldn't get me over the top that night, so I mean, hey, shit happens. If he would have got closer to the rope, yeah, he could have probably got me over, but so but yeah, shit happens in wrestling business, but thank God I'm all right, but that's probably
Yes.
about the worst.
Oh my
My
God.
teeth, my teeth have been in Randy Orton's head. I remember one time, like I meant to go pull them off, and I went down, and he came up. My front two teeth were right in his head, right at the top of his head, and he started gushing the blood. He's like looking at me. He goes, "You all right?" I'm like, "My teeth still there?" It's a TV match. And he's like, "I'm like, is my teeth still there?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Holy shit, you're juicing from the top of your head." All he had blood dripping down his face. I'm like, what the fuck? I had to go get teeth fixed, get some crowns because they're all cracked and stuff. But hey, like I said, those things can be fixed.
I guess so, but that's a bit of a hey, Randy, what's going on? Oh shit, my mouth! And then suddenly,
Uh,
just pulled my two front teeth out of you and pop them back in.
that's it.
That's got to be a bit of a problem,
That's
I would
it.
imagine,
Yeah,
especially
that's
being on the
right.
road trying to find a dentist in the town you're
Oh
in.
yeah, I had to wait till I got home. So
Yeah, oh, that sounds even better. That sounds
and
even
then he's
better.
like, "Oh, we got to do all four, because if I just do two, it's the other side ones, the side ones are gonna look funny. So I got to do all four." I'm like, "You're fucking kidding me."
Just take my money.
Crack two.
Just take my
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Crack two and replace four. I was like,
Oh
fuck.
my God. Oh my God. Now,
It's
here's a quick question. As a referee, are you underneath the guise of a contracted worker or do you have insurance?
I was an employee for many,
You're
many years,
okay.
like for 20 something years, but then the last 15 years I was a subcontractor, 1099.
Okay.
And he
Okay.
covered everything. I mean, if I got hurt, like, when I had soldier surgery, roughly about 3.5 years ago, the rotator cuff and the bicep tears, Dugas, they sent me down to Dugas in Alabama. About 6 years ago, I had to get an ACL cadaver put in my right knee. And they sent me down to the best Dugas, with St. Andrews in Alabama
Yeah.
University. So they still always sent me to the best, and they always took care of everything, 100%.
Oh, good. Good. Okay. Yeah.
So the
Because,
noses, the teeth, they took care of everything.
oh, good. Good. I'm glad they took care of your teeth.
Yeah,
That
they
sounds
didn't,
pricey.
they didn't pay for my hotels though.
No, no, they didn't pay for any of your hotels. Oh my God.
Hotels and cars. Now, when you're a subcontractor, like the talent, the hotels and cars are on you. So